The NFL landscape just shifted in a way that could change everything for the Chicago Bears, and if you aren't paying attention to these specific names, you're missing the blueprint for a Super Bowl run. A massive pillar of a divisional rival just hit the open market, a defensive star is effectively packing his bags, and the dominoes in the secondary are falling faster than anyone predicted. We are officially in the eye of the storm, and the moves made in the next 48 hours will define the next 3 years of Chicago football. Before we dive into why these specific cuts are a godsend for our front office, do me a huge favor, hit that like button, share this with a fellow fan, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss a breaking update during this wild offseason. Can you imagine a world where the Bears actually have a problem of plenty on the offensive line while saving a fortune in the process? It sounds like a dream, but the reality just landed on our doorstep. The Detroit Lions have officially released their veteran left tackle, Taylor Decker. This isn't just a minor transaction, this is a franchise-altering opportunity for Chicago. Decker is a battle-tested, high-level starter who knows this division inside and out. But more importantly, he knows our system. He has a direct history with Ben Johnson, and in an NFL where chemistry is everything, that is worth its weight in gold. Think about the logic here. We have a massive question mark with Azie's health. Why on earth would we rush a young cornerstone back and risk a career-altering setback when Taylor Decker is sitting there as the ultimate one-year stopgap? This is the perfect insurance policy. If we can get Decker on a one-year deal for 2026, we allow Azie to rehab with zero pressure, ensuring he's 100% for the 2027 campaign. It's a move that protects the future while upgrading the present. Now, the skeptics will ask about the cost. Will he want multiple years of guaranteed money? Will other suitors drive the price into the stratosphere? Maybe. Here is the kicker that should have every Bears fan celebrating. Because Decker was released and not allowed to reach the end of his contract, signing him does not count against the compensatory pick formula. We can bring in a top-tier starter without losing a single ounce of draft capital leverage. To me, this is the absolute home run move of the offseason. If you can walk away with Taylor Decker protecting the blind side, you've already won free agency. But as one door opens in Detroit, another is slamming shut in Green Bay. Rashan Gary has taken to social media to signal that his time with the Packers is over. While the official word is that he hasn't been cut or traded yet, the writing is on the wall. They are moving on. Now, I have to ask you guys for the question of the day. Would you want to see Rashan Gary in a Bears uniform as a fallback option if we miss out on a massive trade for Maxx Crosby or Trey Hendrickson? Or has his recent slump scared you off? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because I'm torn on this one. On one hand, Gary is an athletic freak who has tormented this division for years. On the other hand, his production fell off a cliff in the second half of last season. 0 sacks in the final 9 games of the regular season. That is a terrifying statistic for a guy looking for a big payday. Even when he had help on the line, he just couldn't get home to the quarterback. Is he a product of a system, or did he just hit a wall? Regardless, seeing the Packers lose an edge rusher of his caliber is a win for Chicago. Their defensive line is suddenly full of question marks, and if Micah Parsons isn't ready to carry the entire load early in the year, the North is wide open for the taking. While we're hunting for big fish, some of the mid-tier targets are already flying off the board. Tyler Biadasz is heading to the Los Angeles Chargers on a 3-year, $30 million deal. There was a lot of smoke about him visiting Chicago, but clearly, the Chargers made an offer that ended the conversation before it could even start. This narrows the field for our center position significantly. With Drew Dalman needing a replacement, the eyes of the city are now firmly fixed on Tyler Linderbaum. Linderbaum is the prize. He is the undisputed top interior lineman available, and the links between him and the Bears are growing stronger by the hour. We know how much Ben Johnson values the center position. It's the engine of his entire offensive philosophy. If the Bears are serious about competing, they cannot afford to mess around with a second-tier option. If they can land Maxx Crosby and Tyler Linderbaum in the same window, We aren't just talking about a playoff team, we're talking about a contender. But we can't talk about the trenches without talking about the back end of the defense. The safety market just got a massive reality check with Kamren Curl re-signing with the Los Angeles Rams. He got 3 years and $36 million, with incentives pushing it toward $39 million. Why does this matter for us? Because it sets the ceiling for Kevin Byard. Byard is 32 years old, while Curl is only 26. Yes, Byard was an All-Pro last year. Yes, he had 7 interceptions and remains one of the premier playmakers in the league. But NFL GMs are terrified of the age cliff. If a 26-year-old like Curl is commanding $12 million a year, Byard's camp is likely looking for something in that same neighborhood, if not more, based on his production. The silence between Byard and the Bears lately is deafening. We know Ryan Poles wants him back. We know Byard loves the culture, the coach, and the quarterback. He's gone on record saying this team is on the cusp. But at the end of the day, this is a business. Is he willing to take a contender discount to stay in a city he believes in, or is he going to chase the final massive paycheck of his career from a bottom feeder? If I'm the Bears, I'm offering him 2 years, $24 million, with a heavy guarantee in year 1. It gives him the security he deserves while keeping our cap flexible. We currently have no safeties under contract. None. That gives Byard a massive amount of leverage. We need him, but we can't let that desperation lead to a contract that hampers us in 2027. We saw what Kamren Curl did to us in the playoffs. That game-sealing interception off Caleb Williams still stings. We need that kind of playmaker on our side, not against us. The strategy is becoming clear. The Bears are hunting for big fish. Whether it's Maxx Crosby, Tyler Linderbaum, or the newly available Taylor Decker, the aggression is palpable. We are no longer the team that waits for the market to come to us. We are the team that dictates where the market goes. The departure of stalwarts from our rivals in Detroit and Green Bay is a gift, and it's time for Ryan Poles to wrap it up and deliver it to the fans. The offseason is a chess match, and right now, the Bears have their opponent in check. It's all about the next move. Will we prioritize the veteran leadership of a guy like Decker, or swing for the fences with a blockbuster trade? Either way, the energy in Chicago hasn't been this high in a decade. We are building something special, and the pieces are finally falling into place. Would you be happy with a safe, veteran-led offseason, or are you demanding the front office goes all in on superstars? The clock is ticking, and the NFL world is watching Chicago. I'll be back with another update the second the next domino falls. Stay tuned, stay loud, and as always, bear down.